Welcome.
Thanks for having
to my
me.
stream, aka FANG. Now, people that are coming into the stream will have the introduction on the monitor there for you. Can I get you hooked up into the?
Sure.
It's nice to be able to hear yourself, know how loud you should be talking and
Yeah,
such.
definitely. Looking at the chat. Huh?
Audio Technicas.
Yep.
Nice. That's the same brand as the mic.
Oh, cool.
Pretty solid stuff.
Yeah. Check. Hello. Aha.
All right. Can you hear us? Twitch chat's over here. Saying just scream at the top of your lungs. Yeah, of course. Just scream constantly.
Ah!
Just constantly. No, can't hear us. Salty Rutabaga says, unfortunately. Oh no. Time for the fang bang.
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Oh my. All right.
Well, that'll to get a little closer to the mic for that one. Hello, nice to see you. Hello.
Oh, they got that deep voice going on.
Yep. Sonic Symphony shirt hype. Yep. I also have check this out. I'm also got the shadow, rocking the shadow as well here. So got a little bit of both.
Nice. So you've been making music in Madison for longer than I've lived in Madison. I've been here for like a decade now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I was in college. I started up a band called Paper Tiger back in the day, and it was oddly enough, it was more like a Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of grungy, funky kind of a band.
Oh shit! What up?
And oh shit, what up?
Hey, thanks Seth Bling. Thanks for the resub.
Woo! And it wasn't until after, I took a victory lap in college. I took 5 years because I ended up doing 3 majors at the same time. Kind of accidentally.
3's a lot of majors.
Yeah,
I did 2. I managed 2.
There you go.
Three's a lot.
So I did 5 years. And on that 5th year, everybody was starting to go their separate ways. You know, my bassist was going for his master's somewhere else, and the band was breaking up. And so while that was all happening, my roommate from junior year and I had this kind of like little side project thing going called Lords of the Trident. That was just a recording project. And we were like, well, you know, my main band's breaking up. I need a project for the summer. Let's put together a band and let's do a few shows just for a laugh. It'll be fun. You know, we'll have armor and costumes and fire and swords and like.
That was gonna be my question. Whether like the Gen Con vibe was always part of it.
Yeah, immediate. I was like, yeah, we gotta out Manowar. We gotta like
love it. I've plugged Lords of the Trident as like the most Gen Con band ever, and everybody who's been to Gen Con knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So, have you played Gen Con?
No, I would absolutely love to though. You know?
I think you'd be perfect.
Yeah, I'd love to play Gen Con. I'd love to play. I haven't gotten a chance to play the big Magfest. I haven't got a chance to play Magfest yet. My guitarist played Magfest. He's got a little video game cover side project thing. But yeah, there's a lot of conventions.
Magfest is the second largest power metal in North America, right?
Well, technically they're like music and gaming. So I don't necessarily add them into the list of frenemies, you know.
Sure. I just saw a Facebook thread somebody mentioned.
Recently. So and then essentially we just kind of went from there, and we've been going strong ever since. It's been 16 years now.
16 years
as Lords of the Trident, and like we did 4 with, you know. So I guess it's been 20 years of making music in Madison. Now that I think about it, which is crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
So Ty brought this fantastic looking bourbon stout.
Mm-hmm. This is my favorite beer of all time.
Your favorite beer of all time?
All time.
Oh,
not necessarily this year, but this type of beer is my favorite beer. The Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. I would say if I had to pick a favorite year, I'd say probably 2017 or 2018.
You have a favorite year?
I got a cellar full of this stuff. You used to only be able to buy it on Black Friday. They only made enough, and there were lines at the liquor store. You'd have to get up at 6 in the morning, and you could only buy like 2 of them. So yeah, Goose Island Bourbon County Stout is amazing. Luckily, they started making more of it. So,
We can cheers.
Cheers. All
to
right.
Power Metal.
To Power
To
Metal.
Lords of the Trident.
Yes. To Magic the Gathering.
Oh, that's very pleasant. It's like the perfect amount of maltiness where it's not like too much.
Yep. Yeah, the 2024 has a little bit more of like a chocolate front end to it. You can actually cellar this for up to like 6 years.
Okay.
And it sort of mellows out as it ages. So on very special, like at the end of Mad as Power Fest, I'll pop open one that has just reached 5 years.
Okay,
and we'll do
the perfect way to celebrate. That was going to be another one of my questions.
Hey,
just like hitting them all naturally. Yeah, I have a soft spot for Goose Island because last year I was at a random show in Chicago seeing Truck Fighters, who are more of like a stoner rock band.
Hell yeah.
Very fun live show. And at Reggie's, and apparently they sponsor Riot Fest. And they were doing a giveaway for every time you bought a Goose Island 312, you would get a raffle. And apparently I was the only one there drinking Goose Islands because I had like 3 of them, and I just got a free tickets to Riot Fest.
Dude, hell yeah.
How do you beat that, right? How do you beat that?
That's amazing.
Unbeatable.
Yeah.
So, always going to be a fan of Goose Island. It's just locked. I'm locked in for life. I should like message them about a sponsorship. I would love a beer sponsorship for the stream.
Dude.
That would be...
Oh shit, what up?
You'd be like, welcome to the Magic the Gathering stream. This is sponsored by Goose Island. Hope you're having a good time.
Exactly.
Anybody got one of them, the lotus flower, black lotus, what is it? I don't know. Anyway.
We get a little tipsy on here sometimes. We get a little tipsy. Kenexai, thanks for gifting a sub to Mrs. DMTG. Mrs. DMTG is my fiance. She's upstairs. Right? You met her on the way in.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Do you remember anything about how to play Magic? You played when you were younger, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite color, favorite
Let,
card?
let me tell you all a little. When I was young, okay, back in the day, I used to middle school. I started playing Magic the Gathering, and I had my favorite card was the Shivian Dragon. Oh, it was a 5/5 creature, I think. I don't remember.
Shivan Dragon's an excellent favorite card.
There you go.
Classic, iconic.
I played back in middle school. My friends and I got into it, and then they started adding like all these extra rules, and I was just sort of like,
many
I can't
rules.
stop, I can't keep up. And so we ended up just kind of like doing like the classic old school. Somebody who knows more than me probably at some point said something about like V5 or I'm not sure. You probably,
probably just old school.
Just old
93,
school.
94 Magic. Just like the first few sets of Magic. It's really different way of playing.
Yeah, and then Jason Ashcraft from Helium Prime, he had me on a stream maybe 9 months ago, and he introduced me to Commander.
Okay.
And so that was fun. But that's about the extent of it at this point.
Sure. So you have not drafted before?
No.
Okay.
No.
The way that draft works is you get a booster pack, and we're going to be specifically drafting cubes. So it's got like all the most powerful cards throughout Magic history. Cards like Black Lotus.
That's the one. That's
the one. Yes.
Yeah.
And then so I figured we would attempt to create the most power metal-y of metal decks as we go.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to switch accounts real quick.
Okay.
They can still hear us, though, so don't say anything too weird.
I don't understand Magic the Gathering. What does Magic have to do with gathering? I don't get it.
Oh,
I thought it was Hunter's Gathering.
It's all about the gathering.
This is gonna like horribly date me. One of the probably the most amount that I ever played Magic the Gathering was the original like Magic the Gathering CD-ROM game.
It. Yes.
It was.
Are you talking about Chandelar?
Yeah.
We have Chandelar on this computer.
Oh my god! It
ready
was so,
to go.
I mean, it was so old, and it was kind of weirdly broken, and it sort of felt like a really good Flash game rather than like a full on.
Do you know who made that game?
No.
Sid Meier. Sid Meier made that game before he made Civilization.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Sid Meier's Chandelar.
That's amazing.
Right?
Well, good on you, Sid Meier. You had something good going.
Oh, I was going to suggest that we watch one of your music videos.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
do it
to break the ice before we get into a match here.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference? Can we do Death Dealer?
I was going to say Kill a God because that
Kill
one
a God?
is...
Let's do it.
This is... So for those of you out there, how many... Where's the number of people watching right now? How many people are watching?
I try not to pay attention.
I won't pay attention.
990 viewers.
Then the 5 million people that are watching right now. So this is the most dangerous music video that we've ever shot.
Oh my.
No one has done this before. Literally, this is the first time in history that anyone has ever, to my knowledge, put a drum set with a live drummer in between a bunch of Tesla coils running, I think 100,000 volts.
Okay, these are not special effects. These are special effects, but
this is 100% real. We built a Faraday suit for my drummer. And to my knowledge, no one has ever done this before and survived.
That makes it so much cooler. Let's jam it. Let's jam it.
Here we go.
And while it's playing, if you want to talk, we might have to shout into, because usually I'm streaming like this, right next to the mic.
That's fine.
Okay, just letting you know.
Oop. I do a rewind there.
Such a cool effect.
It was amazing in person too.
Do you ever get sick of listening to your own music?
No, actually. We primarily write it for us, so
Hell yeah.
We're fans of the music we make. Drum solo!
Tight little solo. Love it.
Comrade Crabcake, yes, I am the vocalist.
Couldn't recognize you without the armor.
I know. I'm in incognito mode right now.
He would get mobbed in the streets if he came in wearing the armor, so... The track that I can listen to over and over again of yours is Acolyte.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people love that one.
It's so catchy.
Thank you.
I also really enjoyed the covers that you played at the, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention these, at the secret show that you did recently.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Talk away about it.
You did a Sabbath cover, right?
We did, yeah.
It sounded so good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there ever any plan to get that on a hard copy?
I don't know. When we did it, we did I mean, this was way back then. This was probably 2011, 2012. We did a Dio night. This is like a Halloween thing where we went dressed as another band, right?
Sure.
So we did Dio, we did Iron Maiden one year, we did Priest one year. And yeah, I mean, I love Dio's one of my favorite vocalists of all time. Dio's king. So I mean, I'd love to record a cover of that, but I don't know how it could do justice to the original, you know. How'd you get the idea for the electricity? Oh, that's a good story. I'll tell you after this, after these messages, after this music video.
Oh man, with the strobe, the colored strobe in the bag.
Yeah,
that's sick. It's like a little bit of rainbow in the back of the lightning storm.
those are all lights that we have in our basement that we just stole for this shoot. Actually, it turned out so good too. So
really cool stuff.
So they asked, okay, how did I get the idea for the electricity? So one of my favorite electronica bands of all time is this guy called Starcadian, and he almost never does shows ever. Like he's basically a recording artist only, right? So I was in Dubai.
As you do.
It was an very odd story, but I was in Dubai. I'd spent a year and a half writing songs for a musical in space, set in space, and the Prince of Saudi Arabia was coming to this musical, so it was debuting on Dubai's Broadway, and they flew me out for the premiere. It's a really long story, and it's kind of, like, I swear to God, I am not making this up. I swear to God, this is real. So I was like 10 years older than the rest of the people who were all there, and I was like, probably 10 times less rich than the rest of the people that were all there. So like I didn't stay out partying till 6 a.m. because I'm old at heart. So I woke up at like 10 a.m. Dubai time, and I was checking my phone, and I got this email from Starcadian's mailing list, and it said, "Milwaukee, we're coming for you." And I just about like dropped my phone. I was like, "Holy shit!" I've never been able to see this guy live. He doesn't ever do any shows, and suddenly he's playing Milwaukee, like an hour from me. Like how? And he's like, "We're playing an abandoned church while Tesla coils play our music. Like we're gonna play the music through Tesla coils." And I was like, "Oh my God!" So I called my bank and I was like, "No, I am in Dubai. Yes, I am trying to buy a ticket. Please push this through. Oh my God, push this through. I realize I'm in Dubai, but please." And so I went there, and I had just I was in the front row. I met the guy. I just had the time of my life. But there's always a little part of my brain when I'm at concerts that I can't shut off, which is like, I'm having a good time. Huh, I wonder what microphone he's using. Huh, I wonder what they're using the background to do. I start going to analytic mode, right? So I started looking at these Tesla coils, and I was like, ooh, we got a new EP coming out. I want to make some music videos. I wonder what I could do with this. And so I called up the people who own the Tesla coils, and I was like, we got on a Zoom, and literally the first question I asked them was, what's the most dangerous thing you've wanted to do with these Tesla coils, but no one's been available to try. No one has wanted to try because of how dangerous it is.
That's like the Tom Cruise mentality when he decides to do his stunts. He's like, what's the most dangerous thing I can get away with?
Yeah.
And then the stunt director tells him it's too dangerous, and then he fires them and gets a new stunt director.
And that's kind of, we didn't fire them, but that's kind of what happened, where they were like, no one's ever done this. We're not 100% sure. And we set it all up, and I pitched it to my drummer. We went and saw the Tesla coils. He was a little drunk at the time, and so he's like, yeah, and then we kind of made an improvisational Faraday suit, actually off of pieces from Amazon. We bought a bunch of weird chainmail like pieces from Amazon, and we stitched it together with chicken wire. And we were like, well, this probably is gonna work, but if not, there's a hospital 5 minutes away, so we're good.
For people that don't know what a Faraday suit is, it could be a random viewer, not me, obviously. Obviously, I know what one is.
Obviously. So a Faraday suit. So the way that electricity kills you is to essentially kind of go through your heart and cause arrhythmia to stop your heart. And if you have if electricity will always take the path of least resistance. So if you give the electricity an easy path away from your body, it will by default take it. So if you cover yourself from head to toe in metal, and then you have a bunch of wires coming out of your feet that are connected to the abandoned church's like grounding outlet on one of their plugs on the outlet, then theoretically the electricity will go from the Tesla coil to my drummer's head, and it will kind of like phase along his body and then go into the outlet.
Did you folks test this?
A little bit, yeah. We did. There's no way to test it with the big one, but we tested it with a bunch of small Tesla coils that probably wouldn't kill him.
Okay.
The big one definitely would kill him. So we, we did a bunch of like movement tests with the small Tesla coils, which would probably just like really hurt him.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't feel anything, so we're like, well, I guess we're good to go. So yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that story. That's fucking wild.
And that's how we made that music video.
We are still in the Magic the Gathering category.
Yes.
So like we can't chat the entire time, but that was certainly worth sharing. I appreciate it. Let's start a draft up.
All right.
Are you down? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you prepared?
Before we do that, let me just give a real quick shout out to the people in the chat. So I run, besides being Lords of the Trident, I run Madness Power Fest, which is the biggest power metal festival in the United States. And we also have a Magic the Gathering tournament at Madness Power Fest. For those of you wondering what Madness Power Fest is, it's arcade, pinball, and heavy metal all together as one. We take a venue and we fill it chock full with free play arcade games, free play pinball games, a bunch of like really crazy, odd, homebrew games, Magic the Gathering, all that sort of stuff.
You can see a few of the machines here in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
These machines run across the entire room. The Sylvia is like the largest indoor venue in Madison.
Yep.
It's huge. A lot of big acts play there, and they run arcade machines set up for free to play around the entire room. And then there's a wing for pinball. It's so much fun. Usually when you're between acts, you're just kind of like milling around, like chatting with friends and stuff. And now you can just like play games to your heart's content. Or it doesn't happen very rarely because your lineups are very good. But if you're not that into a band,
right,
you've got pinball right there.
Yeah, we try to keep all the general like BS that you'd experience at a festival to a minimum, right? So we have opportunities for people to like get together and play games, meet each other.
It's
hang
very
out.
good vibes.
It's good vibes. So if this interests any of you, please check us out, madnesspowerfest.com. It's coming up first weekend of June. The VIP tickets are sold out except for Silver VIP, but 2-day general admission. So this is, 12 bands, all you can play arcade and pinball, 2 days of heavy metal is only $135. So that's like, $65 a day, something like that.
And the lineup this year is very good. It's like, I think the best lineup I've seen. I haven't been following the festival that long. It's only been like 4 years.
Oh,
but
thank you very much.
It's a very good lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited about this year. I missed last year because it overlapped with Gen Con.
Oh, yeah. It was funny because last year we moved it earlier to give a little breathing room to a new fest that was a friend of ours was putting on.
Okay.
And it was going to be on the same weekend as Great Taste, and we were like, shit. And then Great Taste like canceled or something. It was something like that. And then I was like, oh, good. And then we found out it was the same weekend as Gen Con. And we're like, oh, bad. Oh, bad. So we got a bunch of bands from overseas coming this year. Dream Evil, Firewind, Elaine, Nanowar of Steel, Striker. We got Bright Ear from Japan. A lot of you
so good.
Yeah, a lot of you might be familiar with Bit Brigade, speed running heavy metal. So they speed run Nintendo games while playing the music from the game in a heavy metal format. We got Dread Crew of Oddwood, if you guys are familiar with them. It's good. It's a good time. So if this interests you at all, please buy a ticket. I want to keep my house.
June 6th and June 7th.
I want to keep my house.
A house is a nice thing to have.
I'm living there. I can't sell it. I don't know what the plan is here. So, yep.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that.
So anyway, that's my little pitch. And if you like Magic the Gathering, which I know you all do, you can compete for prizes and glory.
So the the last time I checked on the Magic the Gathering tournament, there was a group of decks made for it that were all named after bands that were playing. Such a nice touch. Very fun.
Yeah, Mick does our Magic the Gathering tournament, and she is an absolute wizard at putting together just decks that perfectly encapsulate every band, every kind of vibe, every genre. She does such a good job with this. And yeah, again, I'm an old school man, so I believe it's Commander style theme decks, and we usually have like little trophies. We've got prizes from local game shops that people put together, and as well as merch prizes for the winners. It's just a crap ton of fun. So if you're feeling like taking a trip down to old Madison, Wisconsin,
Madison's great. It's a great place to visit.
Yep.
A little shout out for Aether Realm there.
Hell yeah.
Aether like one of the two bands on the lineup that's like not power metal. I like that you always have like a little bit. There'll be like a synth wave or a prog metal band. Wilder Run, I really enjoyed seeing live. That was cool.
So good.
And the way to like break up the energy, but still like keep the good parts.
Yeah, I try not to necessarily pigeonhole us too much because I mean power metal in the United States is a subgenre of a subgenre. I mean, very very popular over in Europe, but in the United States not so popular. But I feel like anybody that has enough of a nerdy melodic tint to them, we could probably get away with. So we had Magic Sword last year. Definitely not a power metal band. Definitely more of like a synthwave type of thing. But man, nerdy. Hell yeah, absolutely. They come out with giant, glowing swords. They're
very fun.
They have comic books. I mean, like, it's come on. So yeah, so it's a very, very nerd forward fest, we'll say.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. For good. Oh man. Let's fire it up.
Let's do it. All right, so I see 2 of 8 players in the queue. So
we do
tell
need
me
the full 8.
Tell me how this. So we're drafting. We're putting together a deck.
Correct.
Okay, and then do these players play against our deck?
So in a typical draft pod, that's what you would do.
Okay.
This is a league where they do cross pod pairings. So you draft with 8 people, but then you can play against anybody.
Now, like bowling leagues, do you have an embroidered shirt that you wear? Do you have? Should we?
I don't wear it on stream very often, but I do have.
Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. This is even better. This is even better. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
I have shown it off on stream before.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let me see. Oh, Rush, Jethro Tull, Rainbow. Hell yeah.
There's not a ton of power metal.
That's okay. That's all right.
There's some Visigoth. I got a Visigoth patch back there
somewhere.
somewhere.
Oh man, I got Visigoth stories. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll just have to save those for later. Mostly about their manager, but
Oh sure. So, what to you seems like the most
metal?
Either the most metal or the most Lords of the Trident.
Oh,
we can.
Okay, well, like I mean, first off, the first thing I see is Screaming Nemesis, and that's immediate yes.
Oh well, you're a vocalist, so you're gonna
exactly.
Just wailing into the
Screaming
mic.
Nemesis. I also would say I love the alliteration of as a person who writes a lot of lyrics. Rampaging Raptor. I love
Rampaging Raptor's good. Have you thought about moving some Magic the Gathering references into a song or two?
Oh, I feel like Jason Ashcraft would sue me. He'd probably
no. Wizards loves that. Wizards loves it.
All right. I mean, like, why not? So yeah, Screaming Nemesis.
In honor of having a vocalist on board, we'll jam the Screaming Nemesis. It's too fitting.
Oh, Entomb seems like very like sludge metal.
You think so?
I think so. I don't know. Okay, we got another. We got another one.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so there's a limited amount of time we can.
There is. Yep, we got a minute here, which is plenty of time.
Okay, man. I love the Grim Lava Mancer. That's pretty metal.
Right, but he's got the bass face going on.
Yeah, he looks like my bassist too. He definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think of this group, the one that's really sticking out to me. I know it's only a 1/1 creature. I know that, but Grim Lava Mancer, just
it makes
name
sense.
Only,
especially if it reminds you of your bassist.
It looks like exactly like my bassist.
Perfect.
Same cloak.
You mentioned sludge metal, and so I was wondering if you saw that Acid Bath is back together.
I did see that. Yeah, that's exciting.
Extremely exciting. That was one of those bands that was just like very top of my list to like if I could go back in time and see a band live.
Yeah,
and now they're back in touring and stuff. So,
are you into stoner thrash at all? Do you know Droids Attack?
I do not know Droids Attack.
So Droids Attack is another Madison local. And man, check them out. I mean, they're not super duper crazy active, but man, they're really good. So okay, let me see who do we got here. Grave Titan, that's kind of cool.
It is. Dark Ritual.
Dark Ritual is pretty great.
It seems like they're directing the person's directing the crowd to like mosh and stuff too.
I like that one. Yeah, let's do either. I would say either Grave Titan or Dark Ritual.
Okay,
you pick.
Let's start Dark Ritual. Let's start Ritual here.
That one needs to be like a heavy, like a screamed like Dark Ritual. You know, like that kind of a thing.
It seemed like a black metal sort of.
It's definitely a black metal sort of thing. Oh, come on now, Glorybringer, come on, come on, that's power metal. You know,
it is power metal.
Glorybringer, you know, come on. That's immediate yes.
I actually have a poster of this card, or a print rather.
There we go. Okay. All right, let me see here. God, Sacred Foundry sounds like a trad metal band. They sound like a band that should smash PBRs and accept $50 for their guarantee. I mean, all right. What is it? Wait, what does it do? Oh, it's just land. Oh, okay.
We do need lands, but
yeah, but pay 2 life. Ugh.
Oh, I love paying life.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
we don't really need this one, but
okay. Let's do. Man, I would say either Burst Lightning or Yawgmoth's Will.
The art on Yawgmoth's Will is very well, there's something going on. Let's do Burst Lightning.
Okay, let's do it.
We just watched a music video with a bunch of Tesla coils.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. That's the way we get it together. A Tribal Flames also. I mean, I'm a mountain guy. I don't know. But let me see here. Let's see what else we got. Overgrown Tomb. Oh, it's another one.
Scrapwork Mutt is literally made out of metal.
Oh. Okay. That's an
artifact dog, but so is Battlesphere, I suppose. Battlesphere sounds a bit more metal than Mutt, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say Battlesphere is probably more metal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Hex Drinker?
Drinker of Hexes?
Oh.
You in? You like the snake?
I mean, man.
It's a very sick card.
I mean, that sounds like the name of a song.
It does.
That sounds like the name of a song.
Yeah, it could be a whole song.
Does Fang know what any of these cards actually do? No, absolutely not. I'm just looking at the names of them. I'm like, Hex Drinker? You're giving me ideas for the next album here. I mean, like, come on.
Do you have a favorite venue in Madison?
Yeah, I would say, well, I got married at the High Noon.
Okay.
So, like,
that's
High
hard
Noon,
to beat.
It's hard to beat. We played the Red Zone. We played the Frequency more than any other, but the Frequency is dead. It's been replaced with the Gamma Ray. It's essentially the same venue at this point. But probably the Frequency is the one we played the most, / the Gamma Ray. But High Noon, since I got married there, I don't know, man. I can't.
That's a good answer.
Blood Tide Harvester. Ooh. Fable. Okay, look at Fable.
Blood Tide Harvester looks like someone that could be in your band. He's got the ruffled shirt.
That kind of looks like the Baron a little bit. Fable Passage though is very power metal.
All right,
that's very power metal. You know,
I'm not arguing.
I think we're back to the Raptor here, and I
back to the Raptor, jamming.
I mean, man, I think I got to do it. Let's see. Well, since we need land, we might as well do Taiga.
Sure. The Wayfinder kind of reminds me. It's a little evocative of the Acolyte music video.
Yep,
climbing a mountain.
Yep, I could see that.
But I mean, Taiga's literally a mountain, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what else we got here? Okay. Ooh, man.
The justification for the picks always gets a little sketchy near the end of the packs.
Yeah. I mean, Virtue of Loyalty sounds like a power metal song. Witherbloom Apprentice sounds like a black metal or death metal song, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'd say either one. Whoa! Rite of the Reliquary. Oh, again, you know, not exactly perfect alliteration, but still really good. I'm liking that one.
Sure.
Oh, Cabal Ritual. Come on, we got that one. That's heavy metal right there. Oh, probably the one that I can't read at this point. Nissa Alice's. Hell yeah!
It's nice that we're just like naturally getting kind of a curve. You don't want like all like expensive cards or all like cheap cards and such.
Right. See, my that 1/1 creature was actually a carefully plotted.
Yes.
Not me thinking what's the coolest. Definitely not. Definitely not. Generous Plunderer. Come on. That's
so generous.
Oh boy, these are hard though. Blood Raid Challenger, that's also good. Oh man, these are all very metal.
Bloodbraid.
Oh man. I don't know. I go either one.
This one comes back from the graveyard every time they kill it.
Oh,
so metal never dies, right?
Metal never dies.
Metal never dies.
Let's do it. Dark Confidant is also a pretty metal name. You're right. Yep. Shadow Spear is pretty metal. There's a lot of metal here.
Dark Confidant is based on an actual person who won a Magic Invitational and got to design a card. And
that's awesome.
And he lives here in Madison.
No way.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So a lot of people will call...
I'm guessing you've met him.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. Met him, drafted with him before. But a lot of people call Dark Confidant Bob because that's his name. So they'll be like, oh, it's Bob. Man. Which is less metal than Dark Confidant.
That's probably true. God, this one's... You're making me work on this one now.
What about Necromancy?
Necromancy's good. I feel it's a bit too much on the nose.
Sure, okay.
Infernal Grasp. That sounds pretty metal to me. Either that or Seasoned Pyromancer, but I think Infernal Grasp.
They both have very similar things going on in the artwork too. They got like a hand going to a skull.
Let's do Infernal Grasp. I feel like that's a better song title.
Sure.
Now I'm just doing it based on like song titles here. God. Okay, this sounds like a Scar Symmetry song, right? Preacher of the Schism. That sounds exactly like a Scar Symmetry song. Let me see. I mean, Fury. It's short and to the point. I read Indatha Triome as Indiana Jones for some reason. Oh man, I have to go with Preacher of the Schism.
Well, jam it. The cool thing about Preacher is that it is something we can play off this Dark Ritual on turn 1. So bam.
Hell yeah.
Oh, here's some juicy options.
Whoa. Okay.
We got the juice.
I love Fire Covenant. That's really cool.
The thing that Fire Covenant does is very metal. You pay X life, and then it deals that much damage to any number of creatures.
I love it.
So you can just like kill their entire board all at once.
This is hard. I would say Fire Covenant. I'd say Fire Covenant.
We'll jam it.
Oh.
Yeah, that Steve wanted us to draft Fury. I was like trying to tip you in one direction.
Sorry, Steve. I don't know. It's so It's tough. It's tough.
One of the cool things about Cube is that you can kind of like do what you want, and that thing might not be the best thing, and you might not win as much as if you were doing other stuff. But you can kind of like craft your own destiny in a way, which is like kind of the fun of Magic, is that it's so personal and deck building and such.
Man, Armed Raptor or Valky God of Lies, I think would be my two picks.
Well, it's Amped Raptor.
Oh, Amped.
Amped.
Sorry, I can't see very. I'm so old here. I'm just...
We'll jam the God of Lies.
Let's do it. Eternal Witness. Ooh, okay. Titan of Nature's Wrath. Dang. Okay. Tireless Tracker. Man, I don't know why, but I feel like Treachery. I know I did a whole tirade about how one-word things are just not calling out to me, but for some reason,
I would like to point us in the direction of Badlands,
because we don't have enough mana. Yeah,
because we don't have.
Let's do it.
But the metal reason is you have to play a lot of poor venues, a lot of dive bars and stuff to get it to the top.
100%.
Badlands is that.
Let's go to the Badlands.
Yes.
Let's go to. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Wait, what is there two there?
We have Death itself, because you can play either half of the card. You can play Life or Death.
Wow, that's cool.
Is Power Metal more the life side?
I think Power Metal is more the life side, yeah. Because Death Metal already has Death in the title.
Has Death in the title, yeah. So, if someone said, what is Life Metal? It would be hard not to describe Power Metal.
I feel like Life Metal would bend towards like Christian metal. Like, brother, I've got some Life Metal for you here. You know.
What about the real Druid stuff, like Heilung
maybe folk metal.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Kappa Cannoner. That's cool.
It's
Dragon,
cool. It's a turtle
Dragon's
warrior.
Rage Channeler. Oh, God. Steel Seraph. Oh, these are all great. God, I gotta steal more song names from Magic the Gathering. Damn.
If people search for the cards on YouTube, they might pull your video up.
Yeah, you know,
get hooked on Lords of the Trident.
You know, that's our that should be our next thing. I think Dragon's Rage Channeler, I think, is probably the most.
We'll jam it.
All right, High Tide. Ooh.
Bob Wield,
dude. Bob.
Would you have Bob in your band?
I would have Bob in my band.
All right.
I'd have Bob in my band. Yeah, let's bob it up.
He's good folk.
Does he look like that in real life?
This is. It's actually infuriating to me. They will, when they reprint the invitational card winners, they'll give them new art.
Really?
Yes, but they're originally like the whole thing was that they won. So this is what young Bob Maher looked like this.
Whoa. Okay.
And he looks like that now, just older. I have to grab something. The Talon Gates of Madara.
I like it.
Got some Borg energy going on there.
Mm-hmm. Also very Scar Symmetry evolved sleeper.
The Lava Spur boots seem like something that you folks would wear on stage.
I definitely wear Lava Spur boots on stage. Let's go for it.
These specific boots were modeled after yours.
I'm calling up Wizards of the Coast. We're going to get a lawsuit going. It's, I'm really don't want to talk about it.
I would probably not tangle with Wizards of the Coast.
No, I definitely wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Seething Song. Definitely.
Okay, jam it.
Definitely.
Do you play any of their other games? Do you play D&D? Dungeons and Dragons?
Yep, I have. Not actively at the moment, but I do. I have played a bunch of D&D. I prefer third, I think, edition for the most part. I have some friends that did second. I had some friends that did fourth. I think maybe, yeah. I think I'm a third edition guy.
But you haven't played much fifth?
No, I actually haven't played any fifth. No, I don't have anybody who plays fifth, unfortunately. So, yeah. I will say I played, when I was in high school, I played just an absolute ton of Vampire the Masquerade. Just a ton of it. So, yeah. It was nice because it was nice for, like, the situations where, like, obviously we were a bunch of theater nerds that wanted to, wanted to play D&D or something like it. And we ran into people that ended up being kind of, when we started playing D&D, we ended up kind of attracting accidentally rules lawyers. Okay. Where we were like trying to do something cool with the story, and we had this whole thing planned out. And they're like, well, actually, my dark dog of the mages would have sniffed him out hours ago. So clearly, and it's like, God damn it. So we, the first rule of Vampire the Masquerade is like, if it helps the story, do it. Like that's on like the first page of the rule book. So, so we kind of went with with that instead.
Yeah. No, that's solid.
I've
played a bit of Amber Diceless, where the entire thing.
Orcish Lumberjack. Come on, we're in Wisconsin.
I do love this card. Did you see Hundreds of Beavers?
Was that a card?
No, it's a movie. But it was shot in Wisconsin.
I wish that was a card. No,
it was shot in Wisconsin. It's like a low-budget black and white film. It uses a shitload of slapstick comedy, and the plot of the game is based on like a RPG adventure game where there's like a bunch of like game mechanics written into the movie. It's very fun.
Okay,
if you ever get the chance,
I'll put that on my list. Raucous Theater does look kind of cool. Everybody's saying Raucous Theater.
Twitch chats, getting.
They're getting anxious.
They're trying to influence you.
They're like, stop talking about metal. Talk about Magic the Gathering. What are you doing? What are you doing? The band's picking blindly. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Oh, Toxic Deluge. That's a death metal song right there.
It is. Yeah.
Let's see here.
The art's very death metal too.
Oh, I like Phantasmal Image. That's kind of a cool artwork. So, interestingly, the guy that I'd say Sunken Ruins. Probably because we need more land, right?
Well, this is not a land that's useful to us.
Oh, well, screw that then. Screw it. Okay, Aether Spellbomb because Aether Realm is playing Mad with Power.
Sure.
Yep.
Love that.
So the guy who did a bunch of our album artwork, for not the last EP, but our last couple of full lengths. He actually, his dream was to be an artist for Wizards of the Coast, and like 7 years ago, he got hired by them, and so he's been actually making artwork for Magic the Gathering.
What's his name?
Andreas Zafaratios.
Bloom. Oh my god.
I think close this windows up there.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm. You know, I think you see a lot of Magic the Gathering artwork like in. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, there's some sick ones. Biting Palm Ninja. This card rips.
Yeah. No, he's really he's amazing.
Where's he based?
He's in Greece.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Greece has a great metal scene.
Yeah. And he's been helping us out for years, so he's just been fabulous guy to have on the team.
My chat keeps on asking if I've told you about my theme song.
No. Wait, what's the theme song? Hold on. No, tell me about the theme song.
I hired so some years back, a stoner rock band by the name of Howling Giant heard me, heard that I was listening to their stuff on stream. Mm-hmm. They reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, do you want like a band to do your intros for YouTube and stuff?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And they were just in the studio anyway, so they just hammered out some intros and gave me like options.
Oh man,
that's
insane. Amazing!
Right, really cool, and they sound super good. And so I wanted to like hire them for something, and I was like, what would you cost to do a full theme song? Mm-hmm. And they quoted me like $300 or something.
Oh
for, like,
my god!
Right, I tipped them very well.
Yeah.
And
they know not what they ask.
Right. Well, I think they were just like happy to have people talking about them and stuff and all that. And they've gotten like much bigger since then, and like headlined their own tours now and stuff. And they're
I think I've actually heard of them like through the grapevine. So.
I've got them on my battle vest. They actually had patches, nice. But that's from a hat, and I just like cut the logo off and stuff. Yeah. It works, right? Whatever.
It works. I don't know, chainsaw? That's
go on stage, rev that.
It's so dumb, but I like it.
Has Elon Musk ruined chainsaws for metal?
Oh no, has he done something with chainsaws? I missed that.
He was just like on stage, like brandishing one or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Overlord the Bailmer.
Okay, that's kind of cool too.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Oops, we goofed it.
We
Not
goofed
very
it.
metal of us.
We goofed it.
That was my bad.
Let's see here.
Wastewood Verge.
That's kind of cool.
A little cool.
It's
top, not very power metal.
No, definitely not.
Doomsday.
I would say Wastewood Verge or Sneak Attack.
Sneak Attack? You just like the red cards.
You know what? I'm like I said, I'm a mountain guy. What can I tell you? Listen, everybody, I'm a mountain man. All right, so you know.
No mountains in Wisconsin.
That's true. Yeah. I'm a mountain man in Magic the Gathering only.
I did
I hate driving over the mountains on tour. It's just white knuckle the whole time. It's terrible. But anyway, sorry, you're saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say I did propose to my fiance at the highest point of in Wisconsin.
Oh, at Devil's Lake or?
Well, that's where we're getting married, but no, St. Peter's Dome. Up in northern Wisconsin, which is close to where I grew up.
Hell yeah! Where'd you grow up?
Really beautiful, the Ashland Washburn area. So like right on the lake.
I was just in Ashland this weekend, actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What were you doing in Ashland, Wisconsin?
Funeral, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah. But no, I was just in Ashland this weekend. I'm from Superior originally.
Oh, fun.
So, we're both from way up north there, So all you guys out there who you like Magic the Gathering, if you like Hot Dish, or if you want to come down, to the range and we can just get some crappies on the line there. Yeah, just call us up. We'll bring you out to the cabin. We'll have a good time. Okay. He's like, oh, someone's using my native accent.
You could have been cast in Fargo.
Oh yeah, It's so crazy, like living up in Superior. We had neighbors who were like, "Oh, hey, how's that going? What's going on?" And my parents just kind of talked. I mean, we had a northern accent, but it wasn't
closer to standard English.
It was closer to standard English, But it's so crazy. You'd expect everybody in the same area to have like relatively similar accents, but it was such a mixed bag up there. It was very weird.
Where I grew up was a mixed bag too, because it was a college town. Mm-hmm. So right. So like
I suppose that has something to do with it for sure.
Right. Yeah. As a Youper.
Yeah, northern Wisconsin sounds a UP. Oh yeah, you know. Oh geez, can I get an op? Excuse me, geez, we
Are
just
dinosaurs power metal?
Well, Jason would say, like Helion Prime would say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
You do need endurance to do a full tour.
You need endurance to have 20 pounds of armor on the stage for an hour straight. Yeah, you definitely do.
Do you ever burn out on touring?
I don't burn out on being on the stage.
Okay.
Being on the stage is like the happiest moments of my life condensed down into 45 minutes. I burn out on everything else related to touring. So for, like touring for the most part is 23 hours of hell for 1 hour of heaven. And so if you go on tour for 2 weeks, you eventually are kind of like, okay, she's, oh my God, okay, let's go home. Except for when we go to Japan. Japan, and the only reason I don't burn out on touring in Japan is because we have a really good team that sets everything up for us. And honestly, I get the most amount of sleep on any tour ever in Japan, because the last train in Japan, like nationwide, is at 12:30 in the morning. And if you miss that last train, you are boned. Like 5 miles in a taxi is now suddenly $250. It's cheaper to rent a karaoke booth for the entire night and sleep in there than to take a taxi 5 miles home. So what that equates to is that we have earlier start times for our shows. And, at 10:30 p.m., we are wrapped, and the venue owners are like, okay, get the fuck out, everybody leave, everybody get the fuck out. Like, you got to get to the last train. And we've got 2 hours. I know, but get the fuck out, So we end up, getting back to our hotel by like 11 p.m. And then our call time in the next city isn't until 3, 4. And even if we have to take a bullet train like 2 hours to get to the next city, it's like 2 or 3 hours, so it's...
That sounds very pleasant.
So like I get 8-9 hours of sleep in Japan on tour, which is amazing. In America on tour, I get like 3. So I'll show up to a venue and I'll be like, "Hi, hello, where's the PA?"
3 doesn't seem like enough hours.
3 is not enough hours. No. And then you also gotta drive. It's terrible. We haven't graduated to a bus or a driver yet, so. We're still small potatoes, so yeah.
Everybody piles in the van.
Take
shifts.
Yeah, typically we take shifts. Yeah. Our West Coast tour, we did have our ex-drummer, who's still very, very close with all of us. He was our driver for the last tour on the West Coast, and he was having him was fantastic. But we still took shifts, so yeah.
Very cool.
Trains seem overpowered. You are correct.
Yeah. No, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just reading the chat. So going to Japan next week for the wedding trip. Congratulations. 21 days there, dude.
That sounds sick.
It's a lot.
I've heard that American bands get a lot of love in Japan, because it's like, okay.
Yeah, we are definitely an oddity in Japan, and so people will show up just based on the fact that we're not a Japanese band. The first time we toured Japan in 2022, we actually sold out half of the shows, even with an absolutely horrendous promoter who tried to book us for 2 nights back to back at an Outback Steakhouse. They canceled, by the way, because the Outback Steakhouse, it wasn't an Outback Steakhouse, but it was basically essentially an Outback Steakhouse.
Sure.
They thought we were bringing a speaker system from America on the plane to the steakhouse.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we're from America, dude. We're not bringing it. No.
They didn't want you to play your acoustic set.
I mean, we would have if we had acoustic guitars, but yeah, no, I mean, the last trip that we did, so the trip that we just did in December, we went with another band, Seven Spires, and yeah, it was really fun.
They played Band with Power, right?
They did. Yep, they headlined Man with Power in 2023. They were Friday night's headliners, so real close friends of mine, and they were and we just had a blast. The crowds were great. I saw so many tour shirts from 2022, which was such an ego boost, like, and I don't know how this happened, but we have like a huge contingent of like Japanese grandma fans over there. There's like the retirees are coming out for Lords of the Trident. They're really in force. One of the most visceral memories I remember from Japan in 2022 was there was this like 90-year-old we were playing a show where there was a bunch of like 5 different acts.
Okay.
And the first act was like this young girl with an acoustic guitar. And at one of the tables was like a 90-year-old grandma. And I was like, oh, she must be there for the first act. She'll probably leave, right? So first act gets done, she's still there. Second act, she's still there. Fourth act, she's still there. And I'm like, okay. We take the stage, and I come out on stage, and grandma is on the rail. And she's like horns up, head banging. Grandma is just going at it, and she's loving it. I mean, like, this woman, bless her heart, but she was ancient. I mean, really, but she loved us. And I did not get a chance to get a picture with Heavy Metal Grandma. And I didn't see her on this tour. So I hope Heavy Metal Grandma's doing well. So.
It sounds like
what up?
A life very much well lived. Hey, Pokey Lucky, thanks for the resub. Thanks for 71 months.
Yeah.
The one time I've seen like a seriously old lady at a metal show was for Rammstein, and there was an old German lady right next to us, and she just like old lady danced through the whole. Just had the best time. It was so fun to watch.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
so I've made a terrible deck. We're gonna here we go.
we have a deck.
Oh shit! What up?
84
Red
months.
7 thinks the sob thinks 84 months sub.
84 months. Oh my gosh.
All my regulars turning up.
Oh.
Do you want something to drink? Do you want a water? Do you want another beer?
Sure. Yeah, I won't say no to that. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I will be right back.
All right. I can
want-
entertain them with stories. I'll just talk to the chat here.
Yeah, they can ask questions and stuff.
All right, chat. Ask me questions. Ask me anything about the music industry.
Would you rather have a scotch or something?
Oh, beer's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beer's good.
Ask me anything about the music industry. Ask me about how it is to run a festival. You play any instruments? Yes, I do. I play guitar, bass, keyboard, harmonica, accordion, and trumpet. Name every song. Okay. I'm saying. I ever had a bad interaction with a fan? Yes and no. There was a woman who got a little drunk and handsy. At one show, which we kind of had to like tell her, hey, no, don't do that. Most bizarre anecdote on tour. I broke down in a rural West Virginian trailer park, and I was stranded for 2 days. The van broke down. I also broke down crying. Tell the Baron that Clay from UNCG. I'll tell the Baron that. Heck yeah. Our Japanese toilet goat. Listen. Okay, listen. Let me tell you. I can talk for an hour about Japanese toilets. I love Japanese toilets. If there's one like thing that I could make a podcast about and talk for like 3 hours straight, it's Japanese toilets. Everyone in the world should have a Japanese toilet, hands down, 100%. Listen, do it. Favorite game of all time: Final Fantasy VI. Easy, perfect. What do you think is the worst card of the Magic the Gathering? Why is it white? I don't know. I think I might go for blue. I don't know. Which one of those instruments was hardest to learn? Accordion. When is Australian tour? When you guys will pay me to come over. All right, there we go. I mean, I'm not a blue hater. I don't know.
My name, Caleb Durward, is an anagram for blue card draw.
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not offended though. You can hate blue cards.
I don't like.
Oh, shit, what up?
I don't hate blue cards. I just like never. I kind of connected with all of the art and the names on the mountain cards. I never really connected with the art and the names on the blue cards. I don't hate them. They're just like not my preferred doodad.
James DeBouche. Thanks for
Favorite
the
key, D minor, saddest key. No, I would say favorite key is probably D minor. We a lot of our songs are in D standard, so that would be. Yeah.
James is a buddy of mine from old when I used to grind Magic tournaments, and I'd be traveling every weekend. Very similar to being on tour, where you just like don't really have time to regenerate your batteries and just like always grinding and traveling and such. He's also a musician, a bass player.
Hell yeah.
I believe he played in some metalcore bands back in the day.
Excellent. Did you ever get classically trained? Yes, I have been training opera for 8 years. Favorite rap group, Rip Slime, Japanese hip hop, amazing. Really love them. Yeah. So and I didn't get classically trained. I haven't been. Well, I did some opera when I was younger, but I never really got into it until I was much older, and probably 31-ish. I'm 40 now. And I essentially needed...
You're 40 years old?
Oh, listen.
That's so old!
Listen to me, everybody. I'll get there. Well, you got to slow...
I'm very close.
Slow down the chat because I can't read that fast. Okay. Have you been turned away from a random Japanese spot? Yes, I have. Even though I speak Japanese. One of my 3 majors was in Japanese language. So just for being white, I have been turned away. I actually got the whole band got racially profiled on the 2022's Japanese trip, and we got kicked out of a whiskey bar that was closing soon, quote unquote, even though it was not. Yeah. So, yeah, there's good, there's bad, there's indifferent. There's stuff about Japan that's great. There's stuff about Japan that's not so great. So, no Tex-Mex for the toilets. I found some interesting Mexican food, and I would say Chinese Japanese food is way different than American Chinese food. Have I touched Caleb's beard? Well, there's plenty of time for that, ladies. Ooh, oh my gosh!
That certainly wasn't mean and all to ask a question. When 2 people with beards meet, we will occasionally bristle.
You just get too close, and then it's like whoa, and then it's like a mind meld in Star Trek.
It's like a furry handshake.
Yeah. It checks out. You're like suddenly I have memories of the last thing that you've eaten, and vice versa. Oh my god!
Right?
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a mind meld, but just for the past 3 meals.
Yeah. Hey, have you wired Caleb 1 million USD? If I had that, I would pay off Mad with Power Fest, and I would have less stress in my life if I had $1 million. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
Is it? I hope you don't mind me asking. Is Mad with Power like a profitable thing?
No. So we've never lost money, which is a point of pride for me. We've never gone into the negative any year. This year might be the first time we go into the negative, honestly.
Lineup's kind of worth it.
Yeah. Well, so like, the main thing that I do is Mad with Power is 3 times less expensive than our closest competitor.
Okay.
And I wanted to create a festival. So our closest competitor, I've heard from a lot of people that they get priced out of going to this particular fest. I won't say which fest, but there's some people who don't have $400 or $500 to drop on concert tickets, and I get that. I'm in the same boat. I don't have $400 or $500 to drop on concert tickets, so I wanted to create a festival that anybody could go to, that anybody could afford. That was reasonable in the day and age where you're spending $300 to sit in the nosebleeds at like any concert. I wanted to be able to create a festival that was still like $50-$60 to go for a day. And not only do you get to see 6 bands, but you also get to unlimited pinball, unlimited, everything.
It's very sick.
I also do not take a dime from Mad with Power Fest. In the 9 years we've been running, technically COVID was a year, I suppose. This is year 8, on the books. But I haven't taken any money from Mad with Power Fest. I do all the work for free. I do it in order to help bands, have a place to play. And also to kind of bring the community together. It's a community event for me. It's not a way to make money. It'll never be a way to make money. This is not my primary income. So, yeah.
Well, that answered like 10 questions I had.
There you go.
When I was back when I used to write strategy articles, I had a real important decision for my career. There was a company called Star City Games that had paywalled their articles, and there was another website that I could afford to read at called Channel Fireball, and they put up their articles for free back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to write for Channel Fireball because I actually could afford to read them myself and stuff, and I didn't want to be inaccessible. And so when Star City made me an offer, I went to Channel Fireball, and they're like, just said, so Star City was offering me to pay me this much per article. Can you match that? And they're like, yeah, we can do that, sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, one of the main issues that I had, so, you know, again, without naming the name of said festival, we got asked to play this festival a long time ago. Probably, I want to say it was 2014, 2013. And then the promoter like lost my email.
Is this the festival that started
This
Mad
is the
with
festival
Power?
that started Mad with Power.
Started it all?
So like Mad with Power was started on spite.
It's a great motivator.
Yep. So this guy lost the email, quote unquote, lost the email where we agreed to play, even though I had a read receipt from him. And then he was like, "Oh no, it must have gone to my spam. We'll put you on next year." Next year came and went, didn't happen. He's like, "Something political came up. We'll put you on next year." The year after that,
Political.
I know. The year after that, he's like, "Dude, Glory Hammer. I don't know what to tell you, but Glory Hammer bought your spot out from under you."
Bought your spot?
Yep.
Excuse me?
Yep. So he's like, "I'm sorry, you were the lowest on the totem pole. We had to kick somebody, and they bought your spot, you know, and so." Whatever. And then
what even is that?
And then, you know, we gave up, and in 2018 or 2019, 2018, he came back to me and he said that we could play this particular festival if we paid him $15,000.
Excuse me?
That's what I said.
Don't festivals usually work the other way?
Yeah, festivals usually work the other way.
Get paid money?
Yeah, festivals usually work the other way. And so I said, you know, fuck this. I'm starting my own festival. I'm going to grow it until it's bigger than yours, and I'm going to steal your people. I'm going to steal your audience, and you know, and I did it. It took me six years of hard work
and spite.
But we finally became bigger than them. And
well done.
Yeah, and so
can I get a high five?
Yeah, high five, hell yeah. And you know, to prevent anything like this from happening again, you know, we try to book, you know, newer bands, up and coming bands. We pay people directly. We pay them on time.
Oh my God.
We give them anything that they want, you know, in terms of lodging and in terms of food and in terms of all that sort of stuff. We try to treat both our bands and the people who come to the festival like kings. You know, we are actually the first festival in the United States to take on Ticketmaster and win. We told Ticketmaster that we would only use them if they wrapped up all of their fees into the price of the ticket, and we were the first festival to do this. So when you get to the checkout, you know, I said our tickets are $135. When you get to the checkout,
what's your favorite number? That's larger than 3 and less than 20.
I would say 13. So yeah, when they get to the checkout, the total amount they pay is $135. There's no extra fees. There's no extra, you know, this and that. In fact, we lose we lose about 28% of every ticket sold because we wrap all the fees into our tickets.
Okay.
So we don't get $135 from, you know, your ticket purchase. We get like $102.
As a fest goer, as anyone that like ever goes to any concert ever, by the way, thank you.
Yeah,
because everyone's like, oh, okay, I can maybe afford to go to this, and then they like see all the fees and stuff stacked on at the end and stuff, and it's super scummy.
Well, I'm not only a festival, you know, like I feel like this is an old reference, but maybe some people get it. The Hair Club for Men guy. Not only am I a client, I'm also a customer. Or not only am I the owner, I'm also a customer. You know, so I go to festivals too, and I go to shows. And I absolutely hate it when you're like, oh, it's $20 a ticket, and then you get to checkout and it's like $33. I'm like, God, just tell me what the final price is. I don't mind paying a little extra, but I hate getting you know, like sideswiped by this, you know. So we pledged never to do that, and we actually put that into motion before legislation was even in process. Like there's laws that are going to be on the books hopefully soon that say that you can't do that anymore. You can't list something as like $120 and then when you get to the checkout it's $180. You have to have all the fees wrapped up in what you advertise. So
ahead of the game.
I'm ahead of the game. The term is bamboozled. That's right. I hate getting bamboozled, So yeah, I don't take much. I don't take any money from Mad with Power. The only thing that I allow myself to do every year is if we have like extra $100, I'll go get a massage. after it's all done.
That sounds like the hardest earned massage
you
could possibly imagine. Running an entire metal festival.
Yeah. But I think honestly, I think the ability to bring together, people from the community, bands from the community, and just fans together in the same place for a weekend, I think it's worth it. It's like a family reunion to me, in a sense. It really, we've had people that have met their new best friend at the festival. We've had people who've met their new roommate at the festival. We even had a wedding. We've had so many bands that have met each other in person and then have gone out on the road and toured together because they met at Mad with Power. And the way that I see it, when we were starting up as a band, we started in 2008, and there were maybe like a handful of bands in the United States, in the entirety of the United States, that we could hang out with and tour with. And there were a lot of other bands that like were good, but they just didn't have any opportunities. People didn't know about them. They had no room for growth.
It's so hard.
Yeah. And so I thought, if I could only get everybody in a room together and be like, now kiss, like I could finally, we could make the scene better if we could show to everybody that, hey, we're all friends, we're all working together, we're all touring together, we're all having a good time playing the music that we love together. Then, the next people that start up a band, when they're deciding what genre they want to start up, they might say, well, look at how much fun all these power metal guys are having. I might want to start up a power metal band so I could be part of the crew. And the truth of the matter is you can, there's nothing stopping anybody. So that, I'm trying to, I had a hard time starting the band, in 2008. I'm trying to kind of plant the seeds for the trees that I'm never going to sit under, but hopefully will make this scene a little bit better. In the long run, I may never get to experience the fruits of this labor, but I'm hoping that the next Lords of the Trident that comes along will have an easier time, a less shitty time, won't break down in a West Virginia trailer park, that kind of a thing.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's also weirdly specific, but it's fucking beautiful.
That's the only thing I can control in this like crazy ass world is weirdly specific instances. So that's what I'm going for. So there you go. So there you go, chat. That's my sob story. Please buy a ticket to Mad with Power, please God.
He needs this to live.
I need it to live.
And it really is just the most fun time.
It's really fun.
It's really fun. The vibes are great. The vibes are like better than any other festival I've ever been to.
Yeah.
The smell, the one knock, like you've got metal fans and nerds mixed. You know, but we're Magic players. We've been to Magic tournaments. We know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yep. Is it called Mad by Power? Mad with Power. Mad with Power. MadWithPowerFest.com. Yep. There you go. Oh, you even got a little thing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it'll come in there.
I saw a lot of people in the chat talking about Ticketmaster and how scummy they are. You guys want to hear something else that'll rile you up? Let me tell you.
Juice.
I got the juice. Visas. U.S. visas. Not a lot of people know this, but in order for a band like Dream Evil, like Nanowar of Steel, like Elaine, a band from not the U.S., in order for them to come over and play even one show, they need what's called a P1 performance visa. I want you all to put your guesses in the chat right now. How much does a P1 performance visa cost if you go through a lawyer? How much does it cost if you go through a lawyer to put these... Everybody guess. 20K, 50K, 1,000, 5K, 50K, 69K. Close, 1,000. Through a lawyer, 5K, 2K, 4K per person. Okay. Actually, many of you are quite close. It is $4,000 to $5,000 just to apply.
Jeez.
Just to apply. Not a guarantee, just to apply. Once you apply, your application gets sent to one of two locations, California or Vermont. And it's a coin flip. If it goes to Vermont, it typically gets processed in 1 to 3 months. Oh, I also should mention, you can't apply for a performance visa more than 6 months in advance of your performance. Okay? So if it goes to Vermont, it takes 1 to 3 months to get processed. If it goes to California, it takes 10 to 18 months to get processed. So if it goes to California, there's absolutely zero chance that you will be getting your performance visa. The one thing that you can do if it goes to California is you can expedite it. All right, chat, here's another one. How much does it cost? Okay, chat, put your guesses in. How much does it cost to expedite a visa request after it's already been submitted? Remember, we've already paid $4,000 to $5,000. How much does it cost to expedite this request? Put your guesses in the chat right now. $45, $25K, $5, $250, $3K again. Oh, I was stylish. Well, thank you. What did I walk into? We're talking about visas, baby. All right, all good guesses. Botlike47 got it. It is $3,000. So you can get your visa looked at within 15 business days as long as you pay $3,000 extra dollars on top of the $5,000 that you've already paid. So for every band that comes to Mad with Power from not the U.S., in this case 6 bands this year, I have to pay $8,000 to get them a performance visa for one show. For one show. And then I also have to pay for their plane ticket, for their meals, for their hotel rooms. And on top of that, I have to, pay them for their performance. So this is all why I seem very desperate for all of you. Please buy a ticket. Please.
Have you considered charging them $15,000 to play your festival?
The thought never crossed my mind until right now. Huh. So, for a tour, do you need just one visa? This is in addition to passports. Yes. And yes, you need one visa per band. So the visa per band costs $8,000. Yeah.
Someone earlier asked if you'd considered streaming. They were enjoying your commentary.
Oh, I stream twice a week. I do a stream on Monday. It's just
here on Twitch?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Lords of the Trident. I do a Monday gaming stream where I play a bunch of different games. I've been playing a bunch of old Sega CD games. It's been very fun. I've been playing some newer stuff. On Fridays, I do a singing stream where you guys can tell me what you want me to sing. And it's free. You don't have to pay bits or anything. You just,
What's your start time?
I start at 4:30 p.m. on Fridays, and on Mondays I start at 8:30 p.m. Central U.S. time. So, does Metal Bro also play Magic? I did, not very well. You don't want to come see me play Magic. I'll be like, what is this thing called land? What does it do?
So they've watched me play.
Yeah.
Clearly, they don't care that if we play well or not.
But yeah, if you want to give me a follow, we do twice a week streams. We also here's another reason to follow us. We stream the entirety of Mad with Power Fest for free. Multiple cameras, fully mixed, and it's totally free. You don't have to purchase a ticket. You can watch the whole festival if you want for free.
But you should still buy a ticket.
You could still buy a ticket.
Come and have a great time.
Yeah. That's the other thing that I want to be able to do for people.
Oh, shit, what up?
Oh, shit, what up? Hey,
shit.
Triflin, thanks for giving us sub to Lord of the Trident. Appreciate
Yay! Now I can watch without ads. Hooray. I don't even have to use my Prime sub. Woohoo! But yeah, we do take donations during the stream, during Mad with Power Fest. However, those donations are equally split amongst all of the bands that play. So we don't take any money from the donations. We split it amongst all the bands. The stream is just a little extra for all of you all to have a good time, to bring the community together.
Shit, what up?
You know, it's all that sort of stuff.
Jalik, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for 49 months. And Flying Head, thanks for the 18 months. Thanks for sharing that Prime.
Oh, shit,
Jay
what
Wallet,
up?
thanks for the 10 months.
Oh.
Appreciate you as well. Very cool, folks.
Hype train, ladies and gentlemen. Choo-choo.
If you're on the edge about
shit,
coming to
what up?
Mad with Power, if it's like right on the edge financially, I can put up a few people. I have a few guest rooms. Just let me know.
I own 34 blow-up beds.
34?
Literally.
That is quite a lot of blow-up
So,
beds.
like, I can bring some blow-up beds over to his house. I know where he lives now. It's, you know, we'll make this happen, so. When you run a festival, you start accumulating blow-up beds to the point where where your wife is like, okay, listen. Blow-up beds, huh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you have a source of income outside of Lords of the Trident?
I do, yeah. So I sing for Lords of the
shit,
Trident.
what up?
We've got a Patreon. I also sing for the Sonic Symphony. I am the singer for the Sonic the Hedgehog Symphony, if you believe it. I get a little bit of income from that.
Can we play a clip of this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have a clip on I have a 360 clip on the Lords of the Trident. Yeah, there we go. But you want to do, so let's see here. Let's see. I think I was Los Angeles. Yeah, I was Los Angeles. There's
This one?
Yeah, if you want a mixed one though, just do Sonic Symphony Lords of the Trident. And there's a fully mixed version. Right. Yeah, there you go. This is a 360 video though, so we may have to scooch it around a little bit on the screen if you want to put it on the screen. Or if you just want to play it in the background.
Let me kill a few creatures first.
Yeah, destroy it.
Don't keep my opponent waiting too long.
You're our Crush 40 voice guy? You know it. I'm not in Crush 40, but I do sing a lot of Crush 40. So yeah, take your mouse and move it around and you can see the whole thing. So just click and drag.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, if you hold it down too long, it goes into fast mode. So I sing. There's a full orchestra. Oh yeah, and if you go to the orchestra and look up. Ah, there you go. Now we got Sonic running in the background.
Is this a pre-recorded? No one's playing this.
No one's playing it.
This isn't Games Done Quick.
No.
But Games Done Quick should absolutely get a full orchestra.
Yeah. So yeah.
And this is you singing
That's
here?
me. That's me. This is in Montreal.
Phenomenal.
So I sing a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog music. So I do that, and that pays some bills. And then I also work for the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I work for the Center for Healthy Minds. We are the foremost research lab that studies mindfulness meditation in the world. So we take Buddhist monks, we stick them in MRI scanners. We tell them to meditate, and then we do science papers on how their brain changes when they meditate.
You know, I would not have guessed that was a side gig.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. That's my. But, you know, outside of singing music and singing Sonic the Hedgehog music.
All right, Ed Tom Bell says they hooked you up with an Active Directory at UW-Madison.
Oh hell yeah, Tom Bell! Oh, I'm glad you're watching.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh, look at these gift subs.
Kanexai, thanks for giving some subs. Congratulations to Slayers, Steel Sorcerer, Entrails 90, Paiku Druid, and Ragnareket. Oh, and Mrs. DMTG, thanks for gifting some subs. Congratulations to Doc Prof Foxbeard, Fire of Heaven 02, Nanopus, Ezra Pine 12, and Axel MTG. I like to congratulate people.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I have the best guests.
Can I get a rolling around at the speed of sound? There you go.
Oh shit, what up?
That's for you.
Oh shit, what up? McGibby 86, thanks for the 18 months. You bullying someone with sink into stupor reminded me to give you all of Bezos' lunch money. Yeah. And Cedric, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 66 months there.
Do these Buddhist monks consent? Yes, of course they do. And actually, the Dalai Lama comes to Madison every couple of years. We are the ones. We are the lab that brings him, and so I got to meet the Dalai Lama. That dude is so fucking funny. Dude, if he wasn't the Dalai Lama, he could be like a comedian. He could absolutely have like a 1 hour Netflix special. That dude is so fucking funny. Oh my god. Yeah, it's amazing. You live next door to the Center for Healthy Minds? Well, come by and say hi. Yeah. Yeah, he's, oh my God, so funny. Such a funny dude.
I like how my YouTube is just like, it only plays, like auto plays music like 99.99% of the time.
And then
but one time I have an actual musician on, it starts auto playing some like political video that I watched like a few months back.
Yeah, I know. He did, don't look at my suggestions. Don't look at my suggestions. Got an anecdote about the Dalai Lama. Other than the fact that he's really, like, the Dalai Lama, as you would expect, is really super chill. And one of the coolest things about him, I think, is that he will give the time of day and his full attention, his full undivided attention to, like, anyone. The janitor, the head of the department, anyone. Anybody talks to him, he is laser focused on the person and is not thinking about anything else, which is really, really cool to see. When you see it, and you see it in action, you're like, holy shit, this guy is like, he's not thinking about anything else except for this guy, you know? So yeah, he's just real fun. He's a fun guy. Yeah.
When do we get a stream of Fang giving Caleb singing lessons? You don't want that stream.
We'll do it. We'll bring you in for the singing. Now, so I've had, now I've been on your Magic the Gathering stream. Now you got to come on my singing stream on Fridays, and we got to have you rock out some tunes. Let's do it, right? But yeah, other than that, I do a lot of so that's kind of like my main gig is Center for Healthy Minds. But I do a bunch of like music stuff. I do a bunch of odd jobs, lots of Patreon, Sonic. It's all about diversification, baby. It's all about diversifying. So,
got a lot of hands in a lot of pots.
Yep. I juggling many pies.
And you still have time to come on my stream and talk about it.
Anytime. Yeah. Well, I was supposed to. Oh my God, I was supposed to be in Europe this week and last week
with Brittier, right?
Yep. And then let's just say we're gonna get a little juicy here for a second. Let's just say the official reason that we're not in Europe with Bright Ear is that Bright Ear's singer had some health problems with her voice, which is definitely what happened, and certainly not a lie. Definitely not. So it wasn't the promoters that canceled all of the shows without telling us. That didn't happen, and they're definitely not under any sort of, legal issues at the moment. This is not what happened. I'm not telling you. What actually happened is there was definitely problems with her voice.
That's a bummer about her voice, man.
It's a bummer about her voice, let me tell you. I'm real upset about it, but man, there's nothing I can do, is there?
Now that's a powerful deck right there.
Yeah, what, dude? All it took was all it took was the power of friendship. That's all it took. Allegedly, exactly. So we've beaten one opponent, yes. What about second breakfast?
Both opponents got beaten by that Fiery Confluence card.
Dude.
Or Fire Covenant, I'm sorry.
It's the power of the metal names.
It's a very metal name, and it's a very metal card. You pay X life to deal that much damage to X creatures. When I asked you to pick a number between like 3 and 19.
You picked 13?
Yes, with Fire Covenant. I was at basically I was at 20 life.
Dude.
And I was targeting my own Screaming Nemesis.
You do like to throw life around. Holy shit.
It says whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target.
Oh,
so
no.
So we paid 13 life to hit our own Screaming Nemesis, which then hit the opponent, which is perhaps the most metal way to kill somebody.
That's pretty metal. We had a question in the chat about keeping up your voice, all that sort of stuff. Yes, I've got a lot of there's a lot of vocal regimens that I do, a lot of warm up, a lot of cool down, and the most important thing, especially on tour, especially on the road, is to shut the hell up, which is very difficult for me. I'm a very outgoing, gregarious, extroverted guy, and it's very difficult for me to shut up. But it is the most important thing is to stop talking. So when I'm on the road, I'm typically silent for about 12 hours a day, minimum. And immediately after the show, I go into complete shutdown mode where I just talk via my phone. And it sucks. It's terrible. I hate it, but you have to do it. But yeah, especially, not so much I do a lot of warm-ups with Lords, but I get more time to warm up with the Sonic Symphony because I'm not like the band dad, I don't have to like go and yell at the promoter. I don't have to go set up the merch. I don't have to, I just get to be in the green room and warm up on the Sonic Symphony, which is really nice. So I usually get about an hour of warm-up time before the symphony. And I actually, if you're really interested in it and you're really interested in learning to sing and perform, I actually have a course online, which I know is kind of cliche, but it's called Own the Stage. I did it with Glenn Fricker, his Spectre Sound Studio.
Is this?
Yep. No, two down. There it is. Own the Stage vocal performance. So myself and my opera teacher put this together. And it is a 5-hour course where I cover everything from...
For $150?
For $150, yep.
That's a good deal.
It's pretty good. So it's everything on how to warm up. Yeah, that's a really wonderful thumbnail right there. It's a really fucking wonderful thumb. Yeah, play that. It was so funny. It was. If you want to learn to sing, so anyway, that's really you don't have to play this whole thing. Course from Spectre Academy. Own the Stage.
You just wanted to flex.
I just wanted to flex. It was so funny because the people at Spectre Digital, they were like, "Hey, we want a clip of you, singing to and then like introducing the chorus." And I was like, "All right, I'll just do the Highlander thing. Like, why not?" And then the people came back to me. They're like, "Holy shit, we didn't know you could sing that." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know."
Why are you hiring me to do the chorus?
I mean, like, you hired me to do the chorus. I suppose you should hope that I sing. But yeah, so check out Own the Stage. It's with Spectre Digital. It's $150. It's 5 hours long. You get everything. So like you get everything from vocal performance, but also like stage performance too. So I talk about all the different ways to feel comfortable on stage, to build charisma, to conquer stage fright, to get over, performing in front of people. It's kind of a full course in that way. So yeah.
Very cool.
So if you like, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to buy it, but if you like it, that seems interesting to you, I don't know.
I think everybody was under the assumption that they had to buy it, so I'm glad you clarified.
Oh, good. Yeah, you don't have to buy it. You haven't entered a legally binding contract yet. You only entered a legally binding contract to buy a ticket for Mad with Power. That's the only one. Can you do Take on Me? Of course I can do Take on Me, dude. I do Take on Me like every Friday on the vocal stream. Somebody always is like, "Oh, well, I've found his kryptonite." I'm like, "Girl, listen. Come on. Is it possible to build enough charisma to overcome being a Twitch mod?" Twitch or Discord mod, yes. Reddit mod, no. I'm sorry. There's no hope for you there. I do so much cool stuff. Well, thank you. My secret, here's the secret. You just say yes to everything. If somebody comes along and you're like, "Hey, you're like, "Yep." Mm-hmm.
So I used to do this, by the way. I used to say yes to like literally everything. Yeah. It is exhausting.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't recommend it, but this is how you get to be an interesting life. You just say yes to everything. But man, I would not recommend. Then you end up in Dubai, at the top of like the Burj Khalifa, while a bunch of rich guys are like, like let's go to the top. And you're like, oh my God. Can I have $20? Yes, absolutely. I'll send that over in
courtesy of Caleb DMTG here.
We'll do it right now. Yeah. Check your accounts. Bring up the hacker typer. Like, we're in. we're bringing the accounts over. Will you have $20? No, never. I'm a musician. That was the funniest thing in Dubai, was explaining to the people who live in New York and like casually buy helicopters that I can't afford a $200 buffet lunch. Wait, yeah. No, you can't. Like you don't want to eat here, is what you're saying. Like, no, I literally.
No.
I live in the Midwest. Oh, so like you're allergic to shellfish? No.
No, this would be the most expensive meal I've had in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I will go to the Tornado Room about once a year.
Oh, so good.
Fantastic Madison establishment.
So good. We got we got some. Any of you steak lovers out there, if you come to Madison Power, and you're like, man, I had so much fun. This was a lifetime experience, but the one thing I'm missing is steak.
A perfectly seasoned and cooked steak.
Yeah. So man, I have so many Dubai stories.
They also have my favorite old fashioned in Madison. Not the one that's on the menu. Just get a regular Wisconsin style old fashioned.
Really?
They'll serve it in like a very satisfying glass. It's like, oh my god, it's so good.
Interesting.
The last place you should get an old fashioned in Madison is this establishment called the Old Fashioned. It tricks a lot of people.
I mean, the old fashioned is good for like Wisconsin-y food, but
right,
yeah, their actual old fashions are kind of.
It's very average.
It's very average.
And Madison is like can do a little bit better than average.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Yeah, the one piece of feedback I always get about Madison Power, people are like, why is it in Madison? Why wouldn't you put it in like Milwaukee or Chicago?
You're like, I'm here,
and that's my answer. I'm like, because I live here. But it's I think what it stops a lot of people from, because I will admit it is expensive to fly into Madison. That is true, right? And a lot of people get hung up on that. They're like, oh, it's so much cheaper to fly into Chicago or Milwaukee, and that is true. However, once you get to Madison, the hotels you're not going to be paying Chicago price for the hotels. You don't pay for parking pretty much anywhere, or if you do, it's like $5. Everything, like all the food.
The actual fest is much cheaper than what you would be paying at a Chicago festival.
So like, yes, the upfront cost to get a plane ticket to come to Madison is more expensive, but your final cost will be like 3 times cheaper. So.
We run a cube, this format we're playing right now, we run a cube con every year. And it's the same thing. Like everyone's like, why is this held in Madison? It's like, we're here. What are you doing?
What are you talking about? So tell me about Cube. Because all I know is the sci-fi movie where the guy gets cut up by lasers.
Right. Cube is exactly like that.
Okay, good.
With no differences. No, Cube,
I was noticing the lasers.
So Cube is a collection of, it can be a whole bunch of different things, but what we're drafting right now, Vintage Cube, is a collection of the most powerful cards in all of Magic's history, including Black Lotus and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it balanced by color. So whatever your preferences are color-wise, you can dip into that, and then it tries to support a bunch of different archetypes and stuff. And what you're really trying to do in this cube is like the most fucked up shit imaginable, where you just like murder
just like
somebody.
The real movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And yeah, because you're drafting, because you have that human component with all of the other drafters, you're also like reading signals and stuff. You're trying to figure out what the people next to you are drafting, so you can draft like something slightly different and take advantage of the open colors and stuff. So there's like a lot of strategic depth, and then there's also a lot of personalization, and no two cube drafts are going to be the same.
Okay.
So it's infinitely replayable. I asked you several questions about Burnout, because that's like very it's a question as a Twitch streamer I'm very curious about, because I talk to other Twitch streamers, and like there's a big issue with that. And I found like less of that than usual, because Magic is so replayable, because it has so many different formats,
right?
And because Cube specifically is so endlessly replayable.
Right. Well, that's cool. That's really awesome.
Yeah, you just got the elevator pitch right there.
All right. We got one of the CubeCon organizers in here. Yeah. Cube is the best Magic there is. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, Off-Bomb.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Lords of the Trident. Hell yeah, Shitty Wizard.
Hey.
How are you doing on beer? You good?
I'm doing great on beer.
Okay,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it does get to, speaking of, with Burnout and that kind of stuff, it does get to be a bit much sometimes, especially with the touring and that kind of stuff. But, I think, like, I don't know. I'm not, a lot of the stuff that we do, we make the stuff, I'm not like on a YouTuber schedule where I have to put something out every single week. And a lot of the stuff that we make because we love it. We make because we are inspired to make it. We have the availability to take breaks when we need to. And I feel like, a lot of the stuff that we're creating, we're building to something bigger. There's a clear trajectory and a path that we can follow. Where with something like Twitch streaming, YouTube, all that sort of stuff, there are trajectories, but there are a lot of they're like numbers. They're numbers on the screen. They're not like necessarily specific hard-coded results, or not every Twitch streamer is like, someday I'm going to play Vakken. you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's one of those things. I think I think we have potentially less burnout than some people who are forced to make content every single week.
It seems like, aside from pure exhaustion, it seems very difficult for someone with your specific tastes and jobs to get like burned out.
Yeah,
because you're like.
You're right.
meeting the Dalai Lama one week, and then the next week you're in Japan.
Yep, and then Dubai. You're right. It is mostly exhaustion, actually. Yeah, that's very, very astute. Yeah. So, kids? No kids. I've got a cat. A cat is enough kids for me. My wife and I were on the same page with that one a while. For a whole long time. So.
Dual income, no kids.
Yep, we're dinks.
I'm
baby.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
They're playing giant dinosaurs over there.
Hell yeah. Get those giant dinosaurs. Hell yeah, baby.
So the card that they played here, they flip over cards from the top of their library until they hit something, and then they get to play that card for free, so long as it costs less than 5.
Okay.
The card that they just hit, if you play it from exile, which includes what is happening now, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control, which is what's happening here. We're just going to lose everything and take all the damage in the universe.
Good job, Greg Salad.
Yes, good job, Greg Salad.
You just dealt him a Caesar.
Us. We drafted this together.
Oh, I'm sorry. You dealt us a Caesar. This ain't no garden salad. This ain't no house salad, baby. This is a Caesar. You have to pay $3 extra for this. Hell yeah. You dealt him us. Yep. This is looking bad. No,
it is, yeah.
He's got him right where he wants him. Listen, I've seen him play at least 3 hands of Magic the Gathering. This guy is a pro. I can tell, and he's got him right in the pocket. He knows he's luring him into a false sense of security. No, and conceding is the way that he actually wins. Okay, because when you think about it, only real winners quit, right?
The Dalai Lama would teach us that pacifism is like actually
exactly.
The winning strategy.
The winning strategy. It's like war games. Perhaps the best game is not to play.
Oh man, I haven't seen war games in forever.
Yeah. There you go.
I've been meaning to rewatch that. I've been meaning to rewatch Hackers.
Oh, my wife and I just rewatched Hackers with Angelina Jolie's side boob. Dude, crazy. Did you know that was her first movie?
I did not know that was
her first movie. That was Angelina Jolie's first movie ever. Insane.
And the hacking is, correct. It holds up, right?
Okay. I will admit something to you that I don't admit to too many people. I really liked that movie when I was a kid, probably unsurprisingly. But the one thing that I really liked about it, and the one thing that I tried my damnedest to do. Now, listen, this was back in the Windows 98 days. Okay, it was probably Windows 2000. All right. When they turn on their computers, I don't know if you remember this, but when they turn on their computers in Hackers, they have these like startup splash screens, and they're all animated, and there's like fireballs going off, and they all have like their names on it. I was like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And I did everything in my power to like mess up my Windows 98 machine in order for me to have a custom splash screen on startup, and I finally did it. It wasn't animated, but my God, it was glorious. It was, it was a picture of like middle school me going like, yeah!
You got there.
I did it. So there you go. I'll ban anyone who talks shit about Hackers. Exactly. Yeah, my wife and I just rewatched that. She had never seen it, and she definitely said it was one of the movies of all time. You know, it was one of
An
them.
accurate review, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Hack the Planet, everybody.
You know what a film actually has like relatively correct or like believable hacking is Sneakers. You ever see Sneakers?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Oh, wow. Huh. Smithers, you're quite good at turning me on. Have you seen the 1981 animated... Of course I've seen Heavy Metal, dude. Of course. Have you seen Heavy Metal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got Heavy Metal on Blu-ray, baby.
That's right. That's right.
I have seen Heavy Metal in every single type of like mental position you could be.
Oh yeah, yeah. It works better if you're not sober.
You don't want to be sober
You don't
to
wanna
watch
be
Heavy
sober
Metal
at all. You know, like all of the deltas. You get the Delta 9, the Delta 8, the Delta 6 that they don't let you buy anymore. You get all of them, and then you watch Heavy Metal.
The fun mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Shiitakes are so fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right. While we're playing Magic the Gathering here, if you guys have any other questions about the music industry or running a festival or...
We are in the final match.
Oh, well then forget about it.
No.
Forget about it.
I'm saying your window of opportunity is closing.
Oh, okay. Well then forget about forgetting about it. And remember it, is what I mean.
Love Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah,
Matthew Lillard almost guessed it on my stream.
What?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, that was my reaction. He has a geek clothing line, and they were releasing some like Magic the Gathering themed backpacks.
Holy shit!
And so at the time I was sponsored by I was a member of Tempo Storm, which is a esports league.
Yeah.
And they messaged me and asked if I wanted Matthew Lillard on, and I said no. Give me Fang from Lords of the Trident.
And it was worth every penny. What was the first album you ever bought? The Simpsons Sing the Blues.
Really?
On CD. Because I had a Sega CD. That was my first CD playing device, was a Sega CD. And I was like, oh man, I got to go out and buy a CD now. And so I went out and bought The Simpsons Sing the Blues. Sleep Token, Mega Skill Kit, or Industry Plant. Why not both? Could be both. Yeah.
That's actually much better than my first album, which was...
What was your first album?
The Great Malenko by ICP.
Oh, God.
But...
I'm so sorry.
Years later, I did end up going to the Gathering of the Juggalos. Because a friend of mine was like, Caleb, I've got tickets, I've got a camp, I've got everything. The person I was going to go with canceled. Are you interested in going to the Gathering of the Juggalos? And I was like, I absolutely am.
Wow.
And it was wild. It was, that was a very weird time.
I wouldn't expect it to be anything.
And I had a blast. Yeah.
Current band you think is underrated? Mega Colossus, easily. Mega Colossus. They are probably my favorite underrated, like heavy metal, power metal band.
Do you have a favorite song by them?
Oh,
we get a snippet.
Yeah, Razor City, one of their newer ones. Really, really good. Yeah.
Oh shit. Coming in hard.
Yep. How important do you think that being close friends with your bandmates is? 1,000,000%. If you're not close friends with your bandmates, I mean, your band is essentially going to be a secondary family. So you have to be close with them. You're going to be stuck in a van with them for 18 hours, smelling their farts. You gotta love them. If you don't love them, then it's not gonna work out.
I saw. I read an article recently where they did an interview with the Mastodon band members. They're replacing one of their guitarists, and they were talking about what was all going into that decision making. And they said that was the number one thing.
Yeah.
Is like you have to be in a van with us for like months and months on end. You have to mesh with like that's the yeah. Like, you have to play the parts, but you also have to live with us, essentially. You're auditioning a roommate.
A lot of that goes for bands that you tour with, too. Like, I think that you should, if you're going on tour with a band, you should strive to essentially go on tour with, like, your friends. With people that you can go through thick and thin, that you can come out and still love each other. I think it's really important, because touring's hard. And if you don't love them, then it's going to be even harder, so...
Does your label ever choose your who you're touring with?
My label. Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy with a label. He thinks I'm on a label. My label. Oh my gosh, I love him. I love him. No, we are unsigned. So no, they don't. But our booking agency sometimes will suggest people, and we're on the same agency now as of a couple months ago as like almost all of our friends. Unleash the Archers, Seven Kingdoms, Aether Realm, same booking agency. So, but
very cool.
But yeah, the booking agency has a lot more to do with the picks of who you go on tour with than the label would. So.
When Unleash the Archers played Mad with Power,
yeah.
I was going through some back issues at the time, and I was like, I can mosh for one song. And then they started playing Northwest Passage, and I was like, I found it! I found my song! If I'm ever going to mosh to Stan Rogers, this is the time!
There you go.
we play a ton of Stan Rogers on stream.
Nice.
So good.
What's the difference between an agency and a label? A label takes all of your money and doesn't do anything. An agency only takes 10% of your money if they book something for you. So.
And this is not a biased opinion from an unsigned band.
This is a real opinion. Yeah. We almost got signed by a label that will remain nameless a while, actually right before the pandemic. And God, I'm glad we didn't get signed by them. Like, ultimately, at the time I was really broken up about it. But we had a number of people that signed with them. We had a number of friends that signed with them. And we're like, oh, we're going to be on the same label with all these friends, and we can tour together. And then the pandemic happened, and the label did not do anything.
Just let everybody dry out.
Yeah, they let everybody dry out. They didn't even try to like encourage them to stream. We, this is another reason I think you all should follow us on the old Twitch, because when like a couple times a year, we besides Mad with Power, we will just stream all of our concerts, multiple cameras, fully mixed for free. So, and we do like live stream concerts as well. So, so go follow us on Twitch. We're twitch.tv/Lords of the Trident. But yeah, I'm the only thing that labels get you in the long run is legitimacy. You can email a festival from lordsofthetrident@gmail.com, and they will completely ignore you. And then the next day you get signed, same band, same music, same everything. But you email them from Lords of the Trident at like centurymedialabel.com, and suddenly they're interested for some reason. It's the only, legitimacy is the only thing that labels buy you. And they take like 90% of your profits, so...
Of which...
Yeah.
Have you... You're running your own festival. Have you thought about doing your own label?
I'm only I can only fix one thing of the music industry at a time. I can only fix one thing at a time. Actually, I'd probably start a booking agency before I started a label.
Okay,
honestly.
fair.
Yeah.
I was sick. Yeah, I snap added this to the power metal playlist.
Yeah, a lot of their recent albums are real bangers. So anything recent from Mega Colossus, anything in the last 8 years from Mega Colossus is really good. I think Hyperglaive is probably my favorite album of theirs. So go check that out. That's a good one.
Do you guys ever play shows in Canada?
Yeah, we do. We play shows in Canada a lot. We play primarily like Toronto. We played Vancouver previously. But I would say like London and Toronto and a bunch of stuff in the Ontario region is the closest to us. So we do play Canada. We wanted to get we might maybe potentially possibly be doing an East Coast tour sometime in the fall, and if we do that, we might hit up Montreal. So yeah. Have you considered starting a competitor to Ticketmaster? I wish I could, but they would buy us out. So labels historically provided studios and cash for touring.
Wait, so you would start a competitor to Ticketmaster, they would buy you out.
And then we'd just be Ticketmaster again.
No, but then you would start a new infinite money glitch.
Infinite money glitch. That's a good one. Have you met 66 Samus? I haven't met him in person, but we're friends online. So, yeah. Oh, hey, here's the crazy thing. Oh, Breck75 said, how much is that visa? Guess what, guys? Here's the crazy thing. If you go to Canada or Europe or most of the entire world, you don't need a visa. Even if you're playing music, even if you're like performing with a band, you do not need a visa at all as long as you don't stay for more than 3 weeks. So I can just waltz my way into Canada, play a bunch of shows, and leave, and I don't need any paperwork. The only paperwork that we ever needed was to play Japan. We needed a visa. And for the entire band, it cost us, I think, maybe about $700. And it was processed in 3 weeks. And it was all done. So the U.S. is literally the only country that I have ever seen in the entire like playable world where it costs $8,000 to come through the gate for one show. So, what's your favorite song by Lords of the Trident? Figaro, I think. Figaro from Shadows from the Past is probably my favorite.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh, we got Myths and Bones with the Primes. How were Japanese audiences compared to U.S. audiences? They were more subdued, but they were rowdy in a different way. They were like, I think the best way I can put it is politely rowdy.
This is okay. Can people still hear us? Yeah, thanks for the sub, Missing Bones. I appreciate you sharing the Prime.
They were very, very happy about the band just being in Japan. And I think a lot of people were shocked that I could speak Japanese to them. That was fun too. Yeah.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be good with languages, and I was super not.
Yeah.
We had a excellent French program at my high school, where this lady who had like an advanced degree ended up getting stuck in the middle of nowhere because she married a guy who needed to work with like wetlands in the middle of nowhere and stuff. So we like basically had like a college level French program, and I mean I took all the years I could, but I did not get as much as I should have out of it, I don't think.
It's tough. I mean, unless you're really like, you know, engrossed in it, it's really hard to kind of make any sort of, you know, progress with it. My wife spent a year in Japan, and she's much better at Japanese than I am, so. Did you sing any of your songs in Japanese? We actually did a cover of a Japanese band called Anthem on our first tour of Japan, and last year for Matters Power, we brought Anthem over to the U.S., and it was their first show in the United States in 34 years. So there you go. You have to speak Japanese now. Okay. Let's see. What should I say here? Magic the Gathering はゲームの中でなんか最高です。とっても面白いです。Said Magic the Gathering in terms of how, you know, in terms of games is the best. I think it's very very exciting, very interesting.
That's some very good Japanese.
And I'm 2 beers in, so wait till I'm 5 beers in and it'll get way better. My Duolingo is paying off. Hell yeah. みんなでこのチャンネルでサブスクライブしてください。今サブスクライブしてください。今
I'm getting this.
本当にサブスクライブしなくちゃいけないんです。There you go.
Amazing.
How we doing? 17 to 18? But he's got tricks up his sleeve.
He does.
He's
got this Athari card, which is like one of the better cards in the cube. It's a 5-mana 3/3 flying lifelink haste, and then when it attacks, you get a 2/2, and then the next turn when you attack, you get 2 2/2s.
Wow.
And the next turn you attack, you get 3 2/2s.
Wow.
And if you ever kill the Athari, they can tap one of their 2/2s to get the Athari back.
So what you're saying is this guy is basically summoning like a ballerina troupe with all the tutus.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
Full-on ballerina troupe. Very difficult to beat. That's ballerina troupe is so much better than a giant dinosaur.
Honestly, they need a nerf. They need a nerf
or an elf
ballerina troupe.
berserker.
They really do. Yeah. Favorite Japanese meal? Yeah, Sapporo buttercorn ramen. We called that the Paula Deen ramen because oh my god, it was so good. Sapporo is like Japan's Wisconsin. They make all the beer and butter and cheese there, and it's so good. For me, I would say okonomiyaki. I think specifically Hiroshima style okonomiyaki.
Oh shit, what up?
Probably one of my favorites.
Oh shit, what up? Madras Biz! Thanks for the sub, thanks for the 5 months there.
The shilling worked.
Shilling also always works.
Yeah.
That's why people do it!
Yep. Yo, I want you to smash that subscribe button! My wife makes a really kick-ass oyakodonburi. We make okonomiyaki a lot. Takoyaki I miss when I'm not in Japan. Fried octopus balls, like dough balls, really good. So I had actually, this last time I was in Japan, I had a shootout between Osaka style and Hiroshima style of okonomiyaki. I had both plates at the same time at the same restaurant.
Okay. I was gonna ask what a shootout meant in this context.
Yeah, and it was good. It was really good. Unagi in Japan is really good too. You're right. Is visiting Nara worth it? I think so. I mean, if you're going for, are you going for like the animals, or if you want to get
what up?
if you want to get the shit bit out of you by deer.
Oh shit, what up? The Matty J8 thinks the sub, thanks for 13 months.
If you want to get the shit bit out of you by deer in Japan, I would say Miyajima Island is probably the way to go. Nara's good, but Miyajima, the floating temple, that's where you get the shit bit out of you. Like, bring some cheesy poofs, bait them. You're gonna be like, here deer, and they'll just come up and just bite the crap out of you.
The closest I've come to that is I had a deer smell my face.
Oh, nice.
Here in Wisconsin. I was just like out in the woods, like meditating.
Yeah.
And the time got away from me, and I kind of like lost myself. And then I got woken up by a deer like snorting in my face.
Whoa.
Because I was sitting so still that it was just like, what the fuck is that?
Hell yeah.
And the sun had changed position in the sky, and it was.
Now, was he sniffing your face or your beard? That's the question. He might have been trying to like mind meld with.
I didn't have
beard.
a beard. I was
you didn't
younger.
have a beard.
Yeah.
Oh. If people are going to Japan for the first time and want some suggestions, the one place that I would always go, no matter what, is Kyoto. Kyoto was not bombed during World War II and is the original capital of Japan. So it has some of the oldest temples, the oldest castles. Kyoto's incredible. It's really amazing. That's the one place I would never miss in Japan. If you've never been. If you've been before, though, go way the hell off the beaten path. Go south. Go like southwest. Go to the tip, down into the real rural countryside, into like some small-ass towns where they look at you all weird because it's like, what's an American doing here? Do I have a day job? Yes, I work for the Center for Healthy Minds. We study mindfulness meditation. We stick Buddhist monks in MRI scanners. Dude, I knew you had this in the bag. 7 to 17, I knew it.
I don't have this in the bag.
He's got it in the bag.
This is a sweeper on the stack. I'm gonna lose all my creatures.
I don't know.
Right now, I'm killing my own creature so it doesn't get exiled.
I don't know, man.
This is not a thing you do when you're for sure gonna win the game.
I have faith in you. Like I said, I've seen you play like 3 rounds, 4 rounds. You're gonna do it.
Is this was that the Figaro? Was that your favorite song to sing, or just listen to?
I think it's my favorite like composition that we've done. Favorite song to sing? That's a hard one. Yeah, I like Power of Evil a lot. I actually like singing Acolyte a lot. That one's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff off of The Offering is really fun to sing. So
I'm like not a singer. You saw how I responded to chat suggesting I come on your singing streams.
Yeah.
But Acolyte is the one that makes me like want to belt out the
Hell yeah.
the chorus.
Ever had your brain MRI scan while playing music? Yeah, I did. So I think what you're talking about is an fMRI, a functional MRI. Because the standard MRI is just going to give you like a black and white picture of your brain. But a functional MRI, fMRI, will show electrical
We
signals.
get to win.
See, I knew it. I knew it. It
All
was the
because
boots. It's the boots.
It's the boots.
It's the boots that does it. There you go.
All right. That was it. That was the entire draft.
Hell yeah.
I thought that we were just gonna draft it and then you'd peace out, but
Nah.
this is fantastic. This is
Nah,
great
why not?
vibes.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun to have you on. Is there anything that you want to plug really quick before we leave?
Guys, just Mad at Firefest. If you can come, please come. Otherwise, just watch the stream. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Swords of the Trident. If you really like what we're doing, you can get basically our entire catalog on Patreon for $5. If you sign at patreon.com/Swords of the Trident, just sign up, and for $5 you can download basically everything we've done since 2018. So the last 5 albums are available up there. Plus, we do official bootlegs of pretty much all of our concerts. So we have 34 live albums at the moment up on Patreon. So if you like music or you just want to support what we do, patreon.com/Swords of the Trident. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on the internet. So just look us up. So yeah,
Extremely accessible band.
yep. I'll come over to your house. I'll play Magic the Gathering with you. Just all you got to do is send me an email. Case in point.
Apparently, that's all it
Case in
took.
point.
That's. I DM'd them I DM'd you on Patreon.
Yeah.
And I heard back I missed your email because you responded so quick. I was like, he's not gonna want to come on the stream. Just fucking shelved it away in my brain, and they're just like, yeah, I'm on board.
100%.
Heck yeah.
100%.
Here in Madison, why not?
It's easy. Just walk across the street and you're there, basically. So.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Yeah. You ever want to play Magic? You ever need a D&D group? I've got you covered.
All right.
I've got you covered.
Sounds great.
Alrighty. I'll see you out real quick.
Okay.
And I'll be right back. And we'll get one more draft in
All
this
right.
evening.
See you guys. Thanks for everything. Bye. Bye. Woo. My dude.
Oh right. Yeah, I suppose you want to take that.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.